Hello everyone, thank you for joining me again at YO Universe, here to do a channel message, just to see what Spirit has to say for the collective. I'm just going to start with first just channeling, see what Spirit has to say. We're going to pull cards as we go. Again, I don't know which way this is going to go, which direction it's going to go, but I surrender to Spirit guides of love and light, beings of love and light. Do as you will, do as you please. I am here. Thank you, God. Okay, first things first, is what I see is that there could be a lot of people who are, what I'm seeing is like a bicycle. And I tell this to people all the time. When I see a bicycle, it means that, you know, whoever this is for, you could be striving on your own strength, striving on your own power, striving on your own source. But usually when Spirit is showing me a bike, it's just pretty much letting the person know, like, exchange for something more powerful, like a car. Spiritually, you can be trying to get forward somewhere and you're probably trying to do it by your own strength. But Spirit is saying, no, use a vehicle, which means tap into a greater power, tap into your higher self, because sometimes, you know, our life can, when we compare our earthly experience to our higher self, our earthly experience can look like we're riding a bicycle, when our higher self can look like we're driving a car. Those are two different sources, two different powers, and driving a car so much easier than riding a bike, because you're not using your own strength. And that's where Spirit want us, is what I'm feeling, is that they really want us to use their strength, because they provided so much power for us to move forward, to advance forward. So let me go ahead and pull some cards real quick and see. I also feel a little bit of irritability. There could be some people who are just dealing with irritability right now, where they're just like totally frustrated with the King of Cups in reverse. I'm sensing that this specific group, you're not really feeling your full self. Like, it's like you need a refill, or you need someone to just water you, or you need something to water you again. And Spirit is saying, find a community, find a place, find somewhere where you can feel connected again, where you can feel supported again. I understand how it can be kind of like frustrating, right, with the King of Cups in reverse, when you just don't feel like you're getting what you need, but Spirit is providing that for you. And with the Nine of Wands in reverse, it's just very much just feeling depleted. But if you're riding on a bicycle through life instead of using a vehicle, then you're going to get tired. And the Spirit is just asking you to reevaluate what your rules are, is what I hear. What are your rules? Because your rules is going to keep you from really obtaining that higher, obtaining like information from your higher self. That just keeps coming through. I'm just going to keep saying that, but like I'm really feeling like there's some people who's having a hard time really even tapping into their higher self, or understanding who their higher self is, or what their higher self is. Think of your higher self like your older brother or your older sister, but it's you. And our higher self provides a lot of feedback, a lot of support, but then we have a lower self. We also have a lower self. And that lower self can be the opposite of your higher self. So whatever energy you see your lower self in is like that bicycle, riding on a bicycle. That's your lower self. That's you trying to do it yourself. That's you just trying to find anything, just two wheels to get you forward. But Spirit is saying, come out of your lower self and go into your higher self. And Spirit, how do we go into our higher self? We got the House 3 and we got House 9 card. The House 3 is early learning, childhood relations, the rational mind, and communication. In order to go into your higher self, Spirit is asking you to start dealing with your mind, because your mind is the vehicle, right? The mind could be the bicycle, or the mind could be the car. And if you're operating from the bicycle mindset, which is a lot of your own personal strength and not really having support and feeling by yourself, Spirit is asking you to deal with your mind, because that is what teleports you or transports you into different levels of thinking. And if your mind is not connected to your higher self, then you're going to be making some lower vibrational moves and some lower vibrational decisions. But Spirit is saying, no, they want to fill you up. They want to water you again. Right? And I could just see Spirit just like, this makes me think of the collective. And I'm seeing Spirit just watering the roots. So the root chakra could be at work, especially when it comes to like childhood and stuff. The root chakra can be at work and what Spirit is trying to do in your life. But spiritual growth is needed, but you have to find some type of spiritual community. Like I started liking different Facebook groups and going into different Facebook groups and stuff. And I'm starting to find, I'm starting to be received by a lot of people. And Spirit wants you to just start looking for different groups. Look for some type of connection. Some type of communication with people, because you need that communication, right? And then we got the Pluto card that came out on top of the Seven of Pentacles, but it came out in reverse. This is a time of transformation, of spiritual growth. And then the Scorpio card came out right on top of it. Intensity, exposing. This is a deep cleansing for you. This is Pluto Scorpio energy. And the type of energy that Pluto and Scorpio gives is rebirth. It's the dying of old things. It's the dying of the old stuff, right? The old stuff that you used to water, the old stuff that you used to be connected with. Spirit is removing those things. Spirit is helping you to reevaluate which direction your life is going and how you want it to go. But in order to do that, you need to connect with your higher self, because your higher self is going to lead you into the right community. So Spirit, how do we delve into our higher self? Okay. We have the Prostitute card. We have the Rebel card. And we have the Child Magical card. And Storyteller on the back. Okay? So with this Prostitute card coming out to clarify the King of Cups in reverse, like it's like you're selling yourself to some things that you don't need to be selling yourself to, right? And it's like you're in that low vibrational energy because you're not really coming into your own power. You're not coming into your own power. This card says places material considerations and security above self-empowerment. Spirit is asking you not to really focus on your external world, right? Be more focused on what's going on the inside and continue to do work in that area. You can't really reject this season. You cannot reject what Spirit is trying to do. Spirit is trying to get you into a place where you are more focused on your endeavors, focused on yourself, right? Focused on what you're trying to do, focused on what you're trying to make. And that requires a very special season. It's just like when a butterfly goes into a chrysalis and it's crystallizing. It's very important that when that butterfly is going through that chrysalis experience or a transformation, that no one is there tampering with it. And Spirit wants you to get into a place where no one is there able to tamper with it, because that's a very sensitive place for the caterpillar. It's a very sensitive time. And people might be saying you're sensitive, or yes, I am sensitive right now because I'm going through a transformation and you're raw. Okay? Let's go ahead and clarify this. Heart-to-heart conversations. We have engagement, and then we have deception. Like what deception is Spirit trying to get you to come out of? Because there could have been some type of lie, or deception is more rooted down inside, right? And it becomes one of our rules that we live by life. But Spirit is revealing those deceptions that was given to you even as a child. And Spirit is removing those hinges off of you right now. Okay? Because it's important that you are true to your heart, true to what you believe, true to what you feel. Because if you're not true to that, then who are you? Are you making a carbon copy of someone else? Then how can you make an imprint in this world? This world system, it only takes in new codes. It only takes in new codes in this world. And your identity and your spirit and your call and your unique self is like a code. So when you come into this world, that code is imprinted in the system, and it changes the system, which is the world, your presence, your existence. And you can determine on what level that change will occur, but there is a change that happens when you enter this world. It has to make room for you. But then when we're trying to adjust our coding to someone else or looking like something else, then the system doesn't recognize you. And if the system doesn't recognize you, you're in a stagnant place. And how can you move forward? Because you're locked out of your future. And you have to show up with your own code, with your own identity, with your own unique self. And that is what Spirit is trying to get the collective to now, is just believing in themselves. They're trying to remove people, places, and things that's keeping you from being able to really operate in who you are. Okay? So let's go ahead and clear these cards. And then I'm going to pull some more cards. But yeah, collective, Spirit is really putting us into a place where, you know, we have no choice but to go into that new season and to go within ourselves and protect ourselves from people who just don't understand the season that you're in. People are not going to understand that season. They don't know how. You don't even understand it. So why would they even understand what you're going through? Okay? But Spirit is saying that what you're going through is just a transformation. It's a spiritual growth. It's a spiritual growth. Okay? We have Neptune. We have Chiron in reverse. We have the air in reverse. And we have Gemini on the back. We have Gemini. So there's a lot of spiritual attacks is what I'm sensing. And I'm seeing Spirit just pretty much just like really coming in and removing those attacks, because here's the thing. When we have a spiritual attack, it's a cheap shot from the enemy. It's a cheap shot from darkness, right? Because we can't really see in the spirit, and in order to operate in the spirit, we got to go through cleansing. We got to make sure we are grounded. So what Spirit would do is that they would try to attack us in the spirit. Oof. Wow. And when they try to attack us in the spirit, is like I said, it's a very cheap shot, but Spirit is safeguarding you. Spirit is safeguarding you, and Spirit is using a little bit of what's going on in that spiritual situation is to elevate you. It's to bring you higher. It's to bring you into the visionary that you are, because Neptune is all about spirituality, right? And then we get the visionary card on top of it. Spirit is helping you reevaluate your perspective on spirit, even on your emotions, on the metaphysical world. Okay? And then with the air sign coming out, I'm sensing with the air sign card coming out, which can be Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. You can really be in your head about some things right now. And it's not just that you're being attacked on a spiritual level, but it's like the same time you're being attacked in your mind. Okay? And there could be a little bit of like, I'm sensing for the collective, there could be like a mother figure or something, and even just like parents, where you're trying to adjust your mindset based off of like the things that your parents taught you. Let me clarify that. Yeah, things about what your parents taught you. The Spirit is helping you reevaluate your belief system. Okay, and there's a lot of Chiron, Chiron, in astrology, the Chiron card came out, and let me read it to you. Is hurt and heal. So Chiron is whatever placements of Chiron you in. So check your placements out. So mine is in Gemini. which has a lot to do with, and it's funny because the Gemini card came out. Mine is in Gemini, so that leaves me with a lot of attacks in like my mind, or even in like the social world, where I'm going to hurt socially often. That is going to be the source of my pain throughout life. But as I heal, I become a better practitioner, or I become someone who can who become wiser, right? Our Chiron is a wealth of wisdom inside our Chiron sign. It's like a well that hasn't been tapped in, but as we hurt, it's almost like spirit is forcing us to tap into that well. And spirit is restoring your Chiron energy. Sometimes we have to go through cycles of Chiron energy where we're feeling like, even with Chiron and Gemini, it can be a lot of rejection that you feel. But spirit is restoring your Chiron energy right now. So look into your Chiron energy, because that is the Chiron, I hear spirit say, is the gateway into heaven. Your Chiron is the gateway into heaven, is what I'm hearing. What does that mean? Chiron being your gateway into heaven means that it helps you ascend, because it's the area where you probably hurt the most. And our wounds are gateways into spirit. And as they heal, you reach greater levels of understanding and wisdom. Yes, the damsel card. If you're in your Chiron energy right now, especially if you're Chiron and Gemini, you can feel very alone. You can feel very not supported, because that's Chiron and Gemini type of energy. Right? And it says, understanding the nature of beauty, romance inspires you to rely on yourself. But then the shadow attribute is waiting for a knight to provide for you. Seduction by romantic illusion. Spirit is saying rely on yourself. A lot of, if you have Chiron and Gemini, Spirit is just trying to tell you that you need to be your own leader. You need to create your own society. You need to create your own world. And we just talked about the butterfly, right? Social butterfly. You are coming, your wings are if you are in a chrysalis state right now, and you've been through a very sensitive space and very alone space, you're coming out, like your wings are forming. You're in a stage where you're breaking through that little outer lining that was protecting you. That lining that used to protect you is no longer protecting you. It is now a barrier. And Spirit is saying break through that barrier, because it served its purpose. And when you break through that barrier, then you're going to be able to spread the wings, but it's going to be a bloody mess, because when those wings start forming, blood start coming out. Like, it's just readjusting, stretching yourself out, expanding yourself. I'm seeing a lot of Jupiter energy. If you are in your Jupiter energy, as your Chiron is being dealt with, Jupiter is also being dealt with. Expansion and growth. Okay? And dealing with our Chirons is not easy energy. Our Chirons are usually triggered when we are in a very intense astrological storm, like we are with a bunch of retrogrades, especially with Mercury and high placements like that, and Mars. Our minds are definitely being affected, but it's not over. It's not over. It's not over. I hear Jesus is dealing with your Chiron. If you believe Jesus is being Krishna, or whatever your cultural expression, Krishna, and Jesus, and it's something about, and it's funny because Jesus, Krishna, they represent like the pain and suffering of growing, of ascending, and your Chiron is very much that energy, because Jesus was hurting, but he was a healer at the same time. That when he was being persecuted and destroyed, his healing juices, or his healing energy, was coming out even more, and that was his dealing with his Chiron. And when you're dealing with your Chiron, you're talking about the Pluto card and Scorpio came out. You're talking about a death experience. You're talking about an internal death, a mental, emotional death. But Spirit is ascending you. Spirit is bringing you higher. Spirit is showing you a little bit more of who you are, collective. Okay. Yeah, your perspective is changing. your perspective is changing, right? and you're starting to see a little bit more, catch a greater understanding about things. But again, I'm seeing like there is a need for you to go deeper, to go within your mind. And it's not even that. The Hermit card in reverse is showing that Spirit is doing a deeper work within you. A work that's having to do with your roots and where you came from and what you believed. Spirit is turning that around. Because the Chiron, again, let me bring this Chiron card up because this just keeps coming out, and I'm just gonna hold this up like that. Your Chiron is like it's like a dump of everything that you've been through. It's like your subconscious mind. And whatever zodiac sign is in represents the climate of that area. It gives it depth, it gives it dimension, it gives it definition of what's really going on and what that dumpster look like. And then there's times, just like when we have our software in our computer and we put everything in a trash can, and then the trash can is not, when it, it kind of get full, you got to dump that trash can out on your computer. Well, Spirit is dumping some old software, some old files that you got rid of, but they're still in your trash can. And the Chiron cleansing or Chiron healing and during the astrological storm is to pretty much bring super healing and restoration. It is a deep cleansing. It is a dumping of all things that is old. Cleaning out that trash can. Because when you put files in a trash can, it's still on your computer, them files are still kind of active. They're still around. It's like a graveyard for files. That energy is still there. The energy is still affecting you. Even though it's thrown out, it still can come through. You can still smell it. And Spirit is doing a deep cleansing of those things that has been stuck in like your digestive system. I'm feeling like that's physical and also spiritual. Something having to do with the stomach. Spirit is cleansing that. Spirit is removing the toxins. There's a deep cleanse that Spirit is bringing. Okay? Especially in the social world. Because things are socially changing. Things are socially changing. Things are socially changing. Okay? But Spirit is renewing your mind. And a part of that is also renewing your emotional mindset. Okay? But you have to come more into your identity. You have to become more into yourself. You got to remove those things that are not serving you anymore. Whether they're people, places, or things. Because Spirit is removing anything that's not working for you no more. It's inevitable. It's going to happen. With the King of Swords in reverse, all those instabilities, all those things in your mind, that's the neural pathways that are no longer serving you, those reflexes thinking, those thoughts that you hear in the morning and before you go to bed at night, those same thoughts. Spirit is removing those traps. They're traps. They're traps to kind of keep you bound. Because enemy knows that they can't destroy you, that they can kind of mess with your energy to keep you from progressing and moving forward. Right? But then we have Aries here. We have Aries here, which is energy that's all about fortitude and strength and leadership. Spirit is trying to bring you into independent bravery and passion. To stand strong. Okay, collective. So let's go ahead and I'm going to pull some more cards. I'm going to leave that Chiron card out because this is a lot of Chiron energy that Spirit is dealing with. And it's not easy energy to deal with. That's why Spirit, waits for a specific season, a specific time to do it, because it's almost if, we're all on a surgical table. We have the moon, and right now the moon is in Sagittarius, transitioning into Capricorn, to be a new moon in Capricorn. And that new moon in Capricorn is all about dumping old stuff, like those old rules, those old systems, those old ways of being. Because Capricorn is energy that's all about suiting up. But Spirit doesn't want you to suit up. There has to be an unconventional, unorthodox way of handling things now. A very much Aquarius energy. And it's not strange that the new moon is starting with Capricorn, but then it's ending with Aquarius. That new moon energy is ending with Aquarius because Spirit is taking us out of that fixed Capricorn energy and bring you more into that Aquarius air freedom energy of being yourself, of being unique, of being colorful, letting your colors out. You don't have to be dull anymore. I see the dullness of your mind being lifted as well, collective. So embrace this new moon that's coming up. There's nothing scary about it. It's Spirit just removing those old ways, the old ways of how you showed up in the world. And don't be someone that was born around the late 80s, early 90s, where you probably are a Capricorn stellium. This new moon in Capricorn is really, really going to rock your world, but it's going to be in a healthy way, in a good way. Because it's transitioning into Aquarius, which means that it has a lot of energy. See, the Ace of Cups. After this new moon, you're going to come into a new emotional space. A new emotional space, a new understanding. I'm going to put this here and I'm going to declare that our Chirons be healed. Our Chirons be healed with the Ace of Cups. That is so prophetic right there with the Ace of Cups of the Chiron card. This is pretty much Spirit saying to you, like, out of your greatest pain, there's going to be a new emotional beginning. New strength. New rings, which is like new cycles. Right? New circles of being, new circles of friends, people you associate yourself with. Spirit is removing it. Okay? It's a newness that's coming. Okay? So we have the Three of Swords. Yeah, that pain is ending, collective. That pain is ending. With the Three of Swords, that pain. And then we got the King of Cups in reverse. That's ending. Whatever was keeping you bound, whatever was keeping you not being able to emotionally move forward, and it's like you've been trying, you've been going to doctor after doctor, psychologist after psychologist. Spirit is saying, yes, that frustration is over. Spirit is lifting that frustration off of you. Because it needed to be that way for a reason, because frustration is just, you know, the friction that's created to kind of spark that passion and that fire in you again. And Spirit wants to spark that passion in you again. And that's why Spirit is now dealing with heart things. And Temperance in reverse, Spirit is dealing with pain of the past is what I hear with the Temperance in reverse. From people who you thought supported you, from people who you thought loved you, from people who you thought brought balance. Spirit is saying they really brought imbalance in your world and in your life. Okay? And Spirit is changing that. With the Uranus clarified by the Uranus card, yeah, the Spirit is changing that. Spirit is changing who your social circle is and who your friends are and people who you felt with support and love. Spirit is saying that's already removed. It's just a matter of just accepting the change. Because radical change comes when we realize that change has already happened and you embrace it. Radical change says, I accept this newness. I accept this new season. I accept this new identity. I accept who I am. I know who I am. Right? And with house in the 8th house, with the World card, first of all, is showing that stuff is coming to a completion. Like, that stuff is coming to an end. And with the 8th house, which is the house of Pluto, again, transformation, karma, facing fears and legacies. Yes, that change is coming. Again, that Pluto energy is showing up. And then the South Node, destined to release. Like, what are you not removing from your past? What patterns are you still producing? What are you trying to create in this world that you already created in your past life or in your past? That Spirit is trying to bring a renewal in. Okay, because Spirit is trying, again, we got that Chiron energy. That is deep wounds, that is deep pain. We can't even see that. We can't even get to that. Chiron energy is, we have so many psychology protection practitioners and counselors. They can't really deal with the Chiron. That is something that spirit can only really deal with. And this is the time that spirit is dealing with it. Like we've been asking, what is going on? What's wrong? What's the problem? What's happening in my life? Well, what's happening is that spirit is changing things, healing things, restoring those broken places, those things you could not do yourself. Because it's needed. It's needed. Spirit is undoing the things you were bound to. In your mind and your heart. With the slavery card. Those things you were bound to is no longer, you're no longer being bound to those. Pinocchio is coming to mind. Because in this card, the slave card, you see this person has strings. Pinocchio came to mind. People who were watching you. They're not going to be able to watch you anymore. Okay? There is a new romantic interest that spirit is bringing into your life. Now, whoever this is for the collective, this can be, I'm sensing that this is two, could be three type of different piles, different type of people. One is that there is romantic interest coming in. Okay? There is romantic interest coming in after spirit deals with the imbalances, because you need to know how to deal with romance, because it's not an easy thing to navigate. It brings so many intense emotions, and if you can't deal with the smaller emotions, it'll be difficult for you to deal with the larger emotions. So spirit is, with the Temperance card in reverse, with the Uranus card, spirit is bringing that down. Spirit is bringing a revolution when it comes to your ideas, how you operate, what you're moving in. This is also very focused energy, restoring you back to your first love, your passion. But then there's another pile where if you're already in a relationship, spirit is renewing that connection as well. It's as if that connection was totally destroyed, but spirit is bringing it new and fresh, because that person doesn't want to lose you. That person loves you, and that person is just trying to adjust themselves as you adjust. As you adjust, they have to adjust. And sometimes that can bring discomfort in a relationship, because sometimes if someone's not ready for change, but you're changing, they're going to have to change. If both of y'all were caterpillars and one person become a butterfly, that's unequally yoked. You can't go where I go. You can't see what I see, because you're still caterpilling. You're still crawling on a branch. But spirit is saying, no, you have to come into your identity. It's all about the divine feminine in this season. Spirit is renewing the divine feminine in you. And when people are in a relationship with people and they see their divine feminine changing, their body changes, their mind changes, their hair changes, their eyes, like they begin to make changes to their beauty and their appearance when their femininity is growing and changing. Right? Because the masculine energy is all about what's going on the inside, but feminine energy is all about the world, the outside, the beauty of it. The earth, which is our body, is the earth, and it's all about beauty, because the earth is beautiful. So spirit is bringing you where you're changing even how you look. People not even going to recognize you no more. People not even going to be able to connect with you no more. Like all their judgments isn't even going to fall, because they don't even know who you are. You're a whole new person. You're not that being anymore. That was just a catalyst. That person you was just a catalyst to bring you into higher, Libra. Whoever's watching this, that's a Libra sign. And Aquarius, I'm getting Aquarius energy as well. And Gemini, it could be Gemini, but a lot of air energy is showing up here, so it could be a lot of air signs watching this. Okay, no more judgments. We're gonna leave that right there. No more judgments. People can't even judge you no more, because you're not even who that person is. Like, people don't even know who you are, and they're trying to throw shit at you, and they're trying to throw things at you. Yeah, you're throwing stuff at the old person. He's gone. She's gone. She don't exist anymore. Good luck. Go visit their gravesite, because, yeah, I'm not there. I'm not there. And spirit is releasing people from just animosity from other people. If you're dealing with animosity from people, it's a part of the struggle. It's a part of what you need to go through right now. It's a part of the dying of the old self. It's that Pluto energy. Spirit is renewing your identity. Spirit is renewing you. Okay? So let's go ahead, collective, and pull some more cards. So thank you, beings of love and light. Thank you for your love, your encouragement, your strength. So despite what's going on, collective, stay strong. Stay strong. Like, and it's not even easy to say, because right now it's a very I can't be strong type of thing, because we need spirit right now. We need spirit to hold us together. We need spirit to be our strength right now. So it's going to be really, really difficult and hard to really deal with, you know, the change and the transformations. But Spirit is saying, I am the one that's expediting it. I'm the one who's hosting the change. So I will be here with you. It's not going to last forever. It's just to bring a new life, a new understanding, a new perspective, a new vision, a new heart, all new things. All new things is coming for you, collective. All new things is coming for you, collective. All new things is coming for you, collective. Got the Two of Pentacles. Six of Cups, Two of Pentacles. Okay. Six of Cups, Two of Pentacles. Let me pull one more. We got the Five of Cups. Temperance in reverse. Yeah, there is some past things that Spirit is releasing you from, collective. I mean, I'm talking about past thoughts, past connections, past relationships, things that are no longer serving you. Spirit is lifting those things off of you in this season. And Spirit is trying to get your eyes off of like the external and more into like the internal. More focused on like walking by faith and not by sight. Okay? Keep on searching, keep on looking. With the Gambler card in reverse with the Secret card, this is all about searching and looking. Not looking with your physical eye, but looking with your spiritual eye. Okay? And with the Five of Cups and the Rescuer card, Spirit is removing a lot of hurt, a lot of disappointment from helping people, a lot of hard things. I mean, I'm talking about, you know, so-and-so broke up with me 10 years ago and that pain still hurts. Spirit is removing that. All those pain, past hurts, like those connections, like even like first loves type of energy, that's all being lifted because Spirit needs you to be a new person, new energies, new faces, new perspective, new love. As you begin to continue to love on yourself, collective. Rebel card with Aquarius energy, more air energy is coming out of here. Okay. And then we got the Father card. Whenever that shows up, I always just give Spirit thanks. Thank you, Spirit, for your love, your insight, and your strength. Okay. So there we are, collective. That is the reading here. I pray that you were blessed. I pray that you are encouraged. Stay strong. This is just an astrological storm we got to go through to bring us into renewal. Just process, you know, things. Take care of yourself. Keep moving. Keep doing fun things. Find some fun things to do. It's lifting. I feel this energy is lifting soon, collective. So please stay strong. Hold on. If you feel like you're having a hard time dealing with this, talk to somebody. Talk to people. Talk to somebody you can trust. No one that's going to judge you or give you an opposite opinion. But talk to someone who can understand. Someone who has the capacity to hear, collective. I'm here. If you need to talk, I'm here for you. I understand what's going on in deeper levels, right? So you can connect with me. You can talk with me. You can inbox me. But don't give up during this time, right? It's going to be a really hard time to really process things right now. So I'm just going to pull one more card, the love card, just to see, just to end the message with some love. See what Spirit has to say. Okay, we have two cards that came out. We have love yourself first. And we have trust. Yes, trust. Calling your soulmate. So trust. Calling your soulmate. This hit me so heavy. This is all about coming into your aligned self. Because as you, it say your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations help bring you together. So continue to build yourself because it's bringing you together. Continue to pray. Continue to affirm. Continue to have your visions. Embrace them. Love them, my friend. Listen, I send love your way. I give you strength. Whatever inner energy you need, I ask Spirit to give that to you right now. But remember, love yourself first, because if you don't love yourself first, nothing will work in your life. Nothing will work in your life. Okay? And then the trust card, Spirit is saying trust. Trust that you're going to make it through this. Trust that this is just a season you're going through. The situation is calling for you to have faith. Have faith, my friend. It's all going to work itself out. With the Ace of Cups and the Chiron card, it's all going to work itself out. This Chiron energy is going to pass. Even look at the wherever Chiron is right now. That can be a hint of what we're going through as a collective. Okay? So I go ahead and end this with burning of the sage. Spirit guides of love and light, we thank you. Thank you for channeling. Thank you for giving us this message of hope and love, letting us know that you are with us and that you require change and you desire change and you desire us to heal. You desire not to find us in the same place. It reminds me when Jesus went to the fig tree and to get fruit and it had no fruit. And then Jesus said, you'll never be able to produce fruit again. Okay, that's the season that we're in. Those things that are not producing fruit, we have to let it go. We have to be just as proactive as Jesus when he said, listen, I came here, I didn't get anything, I gotta go. Feel that same way with people who's not giving you what you want or fulfilling your needs. Because when Jesus cursed that plant and he told that plant, you'll never produce again, and he dealt with that. He dealt with those exes. He dealt with that relationship. He dealt with those past belief systems. He had to cut off some belief systems too. But then when he came back, it wasn't there. That's the type of energy we need in this season. We need to cut things off, realizing that it's not serving us. Cut it off, and when you come back to it, it don't even exist anymore. I'm seeing things no longer existing, no longer being part of the narrative. It's being blotted out because Spirit doesn't want that to be your story. There's a new story. There's a new outpouring that Spirit is giving to us during this season of Chiron. Okay? Go through the transformation, my friends. Okay? But the thing about transformation is that, change can be created by us, but transformation is created by Spirit, and it's something that Spirit can only really do or work out in us, because there's things in us we can't really see. We don't know how to get down to the hurt. We don't know how to get to the pain. We don't know how to change that bad habit or that habituated type of behaviors that we had created for ourselves because of our past life and our past experiences. Spirit is bringing a whole new outlook on life. The chapter is over. That chapter is over. Is over. Spirit tore it down. So now it's a matter of just trying to walk straight. It's like a kid who's just now getting their legs to move. And they're learning how to walk. You're learning how to walk in this new life. And you're going to stumble. You're going to fall. It's okay. You're a baby to this world. We all got to become babies again. I don't care who you are. You have to experience a passing season of things dumping out and being totally getting rid of that used to serve us at a maximum level are no longer serving us. So Spirit is taking it out, and we now have to learn how to stand strong and move into this new season and this new world and this new identity. The world doesn't look like what it used to, so our minds got to catch up to that. And I see like the shedding, like the snake sheds its skin. I see the shedding of the skin for some people. Who knows how that feels when a snake is shedding its skin? It could be very uncomfortable. Shedding off anything is very uncomfortable. Okay. So let me go ahead and pull these cards right here. They are my floral essence cards. I haven't used these cards much. Let's see. One card for the collective spirit so that we can close with some love, some encouragement. All right. Let's go ahead and pull this card out. It says Melaleuca. I don't know what that is, but it's the evolution card, which we're going through now. We're going through an evolution collective. It says the trigger statement is things will never change. True statement is I attract only what is for my highest good. And then it says the imbalances and relationships that have been keeping you down are no longer needed. You are ready to transform. You are ready to transform. Those relationships are ending. Those people are leaving. You are evolving. Nurturing card. I am all in my head is the trigger statement. True statement is I create with pleasure. Take time and rest, and in that time be open to creative pursuits. Surround yourself with things that please your senses and be gentle with yourself during this change, okay? So nurture yourself during this evolution. Resonance. Trigger statement, I am right. True statement, I am open to the unknown. You are being shown what is dissonant in your life. Allow the beliefs that are not serving you to fall away and be open to your bright future. All these cards are all about everything we just spoke about. Letting go, removing those things, those past things that don't work anymore. And then we have cleanse. The trigger statement is there's no answer. The true statement is I am the answer. The aligned outcome for you is simple, but not necessarily easy. Commit your goals to heart each day and know every single action will take you closer to them. Okay, collective, and let's go ahead and read from the back of the deck. Good fortune. I just tasted Jolly Ranchers. Good fortune. Their trigger statement. There is not enough. True statement. I attract abundance. And it's the wild orange card. And it says, feel the joy you would have once you have reached your goals here and now. You will achieve your dreams faster that way. So stay in that I win energy is what it's saying. You win, collective. You are strong. I got your back. I'm releasing love and life and strength. I see angels going forth. I see our ancestors helping us. This is almost like this is a time where, think of it like there's a holiday season, right? Christmas season is when we all get in our hustle and bustle, probably like around November, and we're preparing and everybody's buying, and then it's just like a lot of movement, it's a lot of activity. Well, when this is like a very cool season for the spirit world, because in this astrological season they are preparing, they're moving, they're very active as if it was like Christmas time to bring you into a greater end. Right? That scripture, Jeremiah 29:11. For I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, to give you a future and expected end. Spirit is changing your ending. That is what this is. The Spirit is changing the outcome, because the ending and outcome should not look like what Spirit is about to make it. But Spirit is saying we're not going to allow that. We're not going to accept that. We're not going to dwindle in that. We're not going to allow that to be our second best. Spirit wants to bring you in the first best. Spirit wants to bring you to the best thing you can ever have. And that's all about you. Even if the person is still around or you still hold on to the relationships and they don't go, as long as the evolution happens in you and require people to adjust and you don't adjust to them. Okay? So again, please follow my YouTube channel, and also hit that bell for notifications if this resonated with you, if this connected with you. And please comment. I love to see your guys' comments. All right. Let me just, because Spirit, I don't feel like Spirit is totally done with the collective right now. So I'm just going to go ahead and pull cards until I feel like Spirit is saying we're done. Because this is a lot of energy. This is quite heavy energy to deal with right now, because it's like things are so great and things are moving into a great way, but at the same time it does not feel good. It does not feel kind. It does not feel like those things that Spirit said they are. The Spirit is saying it. They're restoring your identity again, your purity. They're restoring your purity again, okay? They are restoring your purity. It's a blank card. They're bringing you into the clean slate. They are bringing you into a clean slate. Okay? They are bringing you into a clean slate. However, watch out for people who are kind of like not really for your higher good, okay? Because they can set up little traps throughout the day for you, and you're trying to figure out, well, why am I back into that energy I was in yesterday? It's because they set up traps. And Spirit is releasing people's power or influence in your life who does not like you. You see if someone doesn't like you. They'll be mean. They'll say unkind things. They won't support you. Spirit is releasing that off of you right now. Okay? Spirit is releasing that off you right now. Okay? Thank you, Spirit guys. Thank you, beings of love and light. Let's see. Yeah. The Samaritan card. It's all about coming into your power, your strength, your identity, and being a help and support with each other. This also gives me very strong Gemini energy. So I must have a lot of Geminis watching. And release. The release card came out. I have nothing left is the trigger statement. The true statement is I nurture myself. There one, it is time to settle. Create a sacred space where you can be in that place of rest. Healing will unfold, okay? Healing will unfold. Healing will unfold. Okay? So let me go ahead and because Spirit is not done yet for some. I'm just going to be obedient and just go ahead and there's a love message I feel trying to come through. So we're going to go ahead and pull on that real quick and see what this love message is that Spirit is trying to bring through. We got Trine, angel, angelic harmony, and perfect flow. Yeah, people love lives. Your love life is coming into order. Your love life is coming into order. Okay? That order could look different for so many people, for everyone else, but your love life is coming into an order. And with the Saturn card, feel restricted, experience struggle, learn hard work, and patience. Yeah, your love life is coming into order. Because Spirit has to kind of cover you right now. Because not everybody who says I love you is loving you the way you need to be loved. And when you don't find that type of love in your life, it can like really be so easy to just accept everything that comes your way. But Spirit is saying you need to be loved a specific way. And the only way for you to be loved in that way is that you have to make sure that you are surrounded by people who are loving you the way you want to be loved. Friends, like-minded groups, and humanitarian beliefs. With the 11th house. These are people who are going to love you. Strong community. People you can just kick it with and just chill with. That's coming. They're changing your love life. Your love life does not just mean intimate relationships. That's a part of it. But it also has to do with friendships. Family. Supports. That's all being changed. Spirit knows. Spirit knows that you've been not getting the love that you wanted. But Spirit is bringing that love in because God is love. And all Spirit that God is trying to do is bring us all into a loving place. And when we are in the way of that for each other, then spirit got to come in with these Chiron's energies and like tear stuff up so that you can now get into a place where you can be loved the way you want to be loved. You can be loved the way you want to be loved. Don't settle for love that's not giving you that. And if you're not sure, write down the things that, write down why don't you feel loved? Why don't you feel loved by this person? And then write down the ways that you do feel loved. Does that match up with what you want? Because usually when you write down the things that the way you're not being loved, that is how you want to be loved. But then Spirit is saying, make sure you know how to love back. Work on loving back. Work on how you love. Work on how you show up in relationships. Work on how you show up with people. Because like you want to be loved, but you got to also know how to bring your love back. House 7. This is profound relationships, intimacy, and romantic partnerships. Spirit is renewing that in your life right now. A lot of 7th house work. And Capricorn card came up. That is ambition, realism, and methodical steps. All right. So there it is, collective. I love you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for tapping into this energy with me. Please follow my page. Also like, press that bell for notifications, and please comment down below and let me know how this resonated with you. I love you guys. Thank you so much. And I'm going to end it with just talking about my painting. I did this painting when I was ill. I was just coming into my awakening. So I'm sensing there's some people who just coming into your awakening as well. So this video could be for you, but this is something I drew as I was coming into my awakening. I had no idea much about spirituality. I was just coming into it and I was ill. So I went to go paint this picture and this is what came out. And then a woman at the store, she pretty much blew her mind because she said this is what she needed to see. And I didn't know exactly what she meant or what understood what she was saying about that. But this picture is called Life, and it's just about how we're floating, in life. But this is a new beginning. The reason why I put this here, because this is a new beginning for a lot of people, and this shows how I came into my new beginning. So I'm releasing that energy to you guys. This will be a new beginning for you. I love you. Stay encouraged, stay connected, be strong. Spirit is here with you. Spirit is supporting you. And thank you for following YO Universe.